What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Market360 here, back with another video, and today we got a bit of a special unboxing on the channel. We're gonna be opening up a new package that I just received in the mail for my Xbox Series X, and there's been a whole bunch of gaming news all this weekend. I figured we'd go over what happened while we unbox this new package. Specifically, we had the Xbox Game Showcase yesterday on Sunday, and man, Microsoft went all out. They had a ton of announcements, a whole bunch of new stuff coming to Game Pass, and honestly, this package that I just purchased right now is just in time. It's just in time. So we're gonna open this up real quick here, and I'll show you what we got. So this was literally just launched. For the longest time, we didn't have this. So this is kind of brand new for the Xbox Series X, and it is the 4 terabyte. Yes, finally, we got the 4 terabyte Seagate storage expansion card for the Xbox Series X. So this is going to allow you to store all your games on your Xbox Series X. The Series X itself comes with 1 terabyte of storage, and when it comes to storage, both Microsoft and Sony took very different approaches to storage. Back in 2020, when the consoles first launched, Sony took a much more open approach with standard M.2 SSD drives that you could buy from any retailer like Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, Circuit City, Radio Shack. Like you could get it anywhere. You know, it was just a standard M.2 drive. Now, back in the time when the PlayStation 5 came out, they were rare. Like, it was a brand new standard, so they weren't like, as a matter of fact, when the PS5 first came out, you couldn't even change the storage. They had to wait about a year because the drives weren't ready yet. Microsoft went with a much more proprietary option. They partnered with Seagate in order to make special drives specifically for the Xbox Series X in order to be able to upgrade the storage. But for the longest time, because they were proprietary, we had to wait for Seagate to come out with larger options. So initially they launched with about a 1 terabyte storage expansion card and a 512 gigabyte. And that was for the longest time until they upgraded to a 2 terabyte. And that's about 2 years later. And ever since then, the maximum amount of storage you can get on an Xbox Series X is 2 terabytes. Well, in this day and age, with how big games are, 2 terabytes just isn't enough. So recently, over the last weekend, they launched a 4 terabyte SSD SSD expansion card. And as far as I can tell, the only place you can get this from right now is Amazon. Or not Amazon, but Best Buy. I got this off of bestbuy.com, and that's the only place that I've seen it available. I'm not entirely sure if it's available anywhere else. But as the time of making this video, the only place I've seen this is available is on bestbuy.com. Now, it is a pretty penny. It's really expensive. It's not cheap, and that's one of the drawbacks of Microsoft's approach to storage. They wanted something that was easier to do. Like with this, you can just literally you connect it to the back of your Xbox and you're good to go. But the drawback is because this isn't widely universal. It's not widely accepted. It's specifically built for the Xbox, and there's really only one maker of these, which is Seagate. I mean, I believe Western Digital has a different version, but they don't offer a 4 terabyte yet. They only offer up to, I think, 1 gigabyte. So, or 1 terabyte. So yeah, these are really expensive. This one came in, so it's retails for $485, which is a lot. Obviously, that's almost the price of an Xbox Series X itself. But Best Buy has a sale right now. You can get $70 off, so it's about $429, which is way better. And I jumped on it because I was like, you know what, I need that storage. I need it bad. $429 is better than nothing, and I ran at it. Nowadays, for the PS5, you have multiple options for storage. They're much cheaper than what this is because of the fact it's proprietary. But with Xbox, you're pretty much locked in. This is the only option you have. You could install games on an external storage, but you're going to need to play it off the external storage, which kind of defeats the purpose, because obviously you want to be able to play the games right when you want to play it. You don't want to have to constantly transfer back and forth. Even with like an external SSD, which is what I have, it still takes time. Like, it's instantaneous. You want to just be able to click the game, play it. You can't do that. With this, it allows you to be able to store more games directly on storage that you can actually use to play the games. So yeah, really happy to have this, especially after all the announcements that came out yesterday from the Xbox Game Showcase. They got a lot of stuff coming in Game Pass within the next couple of months. Hell, the next couple of weeks we got stuff coming up, and it's a lot of stuff. So if you're looking to play a lot of games and you're somebody like me who plays a lot and likes to jump around, something like this is definitely going to be a really good option for you. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got inside of here. It looks like it also comes with 1 month of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which, I mean, honestly, I feel like as much as this costs, they should at least include 3 months. Like, y'all being stingy. They being highly stingy. So, but let's see what we got here. See how we go about opening this up. It's not very, how do you say, intuitive. Like, I don't see any seams or anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rip open the top here. Yeah, that works. So we'll just pop the top open, and it's very simple. Like, so in terms of like how hard or easy it is in order to install this, it's very simple. It's straightforward. All you literally have to do is connect it to the back of the X. It's like a memory card, essentially. If you remember PS2s back in the day when they used memory cards, all you do is just connect this into the back of your Xbox, and you're good to go. So there's no there's no learning curve here. When it comes to the PS5 storage, it's not super complicated, but if you're not tech savvy, you might get confused. There is a chance for you to like strip the screws, screw it up, but I mean, you can do it. We've done it on the channel before. It's not that hard, but there is a chance for you to screw it up. There's absolutely no chance for you to screw this up. It's redundant. Like you just stick it in there. You literally just stick it in there. So here we go. This is it. Man, just imagine $400 or something this tiny. It's just like I said, it's literally just a little card, like a little memory card, and you stick it in there, and it's got really fast storage, and you play games on it. It's kind of straightforward. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert this into the Xbox, and you know, while we're transferring games, we can test some things out, see how it goes, see what the transfer speeds are like, things of that nature. So I'm gonna have to take my 2 terabyte out of the Xbox to insert this in, and that's another. I guess it's a sort of an issue. So the Xbox only has 1 slot, so you can only use 1 card at a time. So I've got to transfer games to my Xbox internal drive, right, in order to then transfer them over to this, and then put the 2 terabyte back in, right, in order to transfer more over to this, because the one terabyte drive in the Xbox is not enough to hold everything that's obviously on the 2 terabyte card. So we might have to do a couple of back and forth transfers in order to get everything on there. But we'll just check out some stuff, see what the transfer speeds are, and maybe we'll check out quick resume and see how that works while also using this card. So I'm going to go ahead and transition over to the Xbox real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are on the Xbox, and I just stuck the drive in there, and now it's giving us this option. As soon as you stick the card into the Xbox, it'll ask you, will you be using storage expansion card with multiple consoles? This helps to get the most out of your external storage by changing how installation and updates are configured. This drive will stay attached to this console, or this drive will be used with multiple. So I'm only going to be using it with the 1 console, so we'll go ahead and select this option. And now it reads that. So now I can go over to storage. Right, so we'll go to the options, we'll go to storage options, and as you can see here, the storage expansion card is 3.7 terabytes. It's completely empty. It's already formatted and ready to go for games. And my external SSD that I have for my last gen games is almost full, because I've already transferred a number of SeriesX games to it in order to be able to transfer them over to the external. I kind of prepared this in order to be able to transfer these over to the external expansion card. So we're going to just transfer some games here just to see what the speeds are like. So we've got Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. We've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, the Assassin's Creed games, these are actually updated to native Xbox Series X and S games. As you'll note, these games originally came out on the Xbox One, but Ubisoft updated them with higher resolution textures, and they run at 4K 60 now. So they're essentially Xbox Series X and S native games. We also got Assassin's Creed Shadows. So we'll just go ahead and transfer over some games. Let's see. Let's start off with Armored Core. Manus installation. So we're gonna move or copy. We're gonna change it to the storage expansion card. I'm gonna click on this, and then we shall move. And let's see how long that takes. So we're looking at about 2.74 gigabytes a second. It is the speed, and yeah, it's going pretty quick. It's going pretty quick. We're probably looking at like maybe 2 or 3 minutes at max. So yeah, like I said, it's pretty fast. The storage is really quick. The expansion card is really fast. It's as fast as an SSD. Like it's not. I don't think it's on the level of, say, the PlayStation 5, but it's still pretty fast storage. So you don't have to worry about load times, things of that nature. Like what you're getting with this storage is essentially the exact same you would get with the internal storage of the Xbox Series X itself. So, and this is being copied off of my external SSD. It's a standard SATA SSD, 4 terabyte. So yeah, it's only about 1 more minute. It's gonna go ahead and finish up here. As you can see, it's going pretty fast. So pretty happy about that. And man, I'm just happy to have this storage, dude. They announced so many games yesterday at the showcase. As you can see up there at the top, recently installed. So I pre-installed Gears of War Reloaded, which is one of the games that is coming later on this year for Xbox Series X. That's going to be on Game Pass. And also Ninja Gaiden 4, which is a game that I am very excited to play. They also recently announced High on Life 2, which that came out of nowhere. Who saw that coming? I did not expect to get a sequel to that game so soon. So a lot of stuff is coming to the Xbox Series X, and I can't wait to be able to play it all. And now that I've got this storage, I'll actually be able to install all the games. So very excited for that. So we're just about done here, and I say that was about what, maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes, somewhere around in there. Didn't take very long at all. And that was a pretty large install. It's 54 gigabytes, so that's a pretty heavy game. And a lot of the games you'll see, like, they're really heavy hitters, real big games. So we got some really quick installs here. So let's go ahead and transfer that on over. And now it's going to finish things up. One of the things I find interesting, whenever you see status bars like this, whenever you're transferring data or it's downloading an update or something like that, the status bar is usually BS, right? Like it's lying to you. It doesn't, like, that's not how data is transferred. So when it's showing you this kind of like linear progression, it's basically just trying to give you an idea of how long it's going to take. But usually it's wrong, and that's why when you see it saying finishing things up, it was never done in the first place. It's just telling you that because it's trying to give you an idea of how much is being transferred. But we're done with that one. That has been transferred over, and now that one is successfully on the storage expansion card. So you look on the storage expansion card, and you have the one game. We've got Armored Core Fires of Rubicon. So we'll go ahead and transfer over some more games from the storage expansion card. So I have, let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure we can just select all the games that I want to transfer over, and have multiple games transferred over to the storage expansion card. So let's see here. Now these are all last-gen games, so it's going in alphabetical order. Let's see. The Master Chief. Let's see. Well, I want to make sure it's coming from the right drive. So let's go to this drive, move or copy. Yeah, so this is the correct drive. So there's a good bit of stuff on here. As you can see, I play a lot of stuff, and I'm just like back and forth. And the thing about it is, I don't like to install games because I like to play the stuff that I mean, even if I played it already. Like, how many times have I played through the Elder Scrolls 6? But I'm gonna play it again. Like, I don't want to install it, uninstall it, and then oh man, I can't play it because when I got that itch to play it, I gotta reinstall it and all that. Like, so Halo: The Master Chief Collection, we can go ahead and take that and install that on there. Let's see what else. What else? I'm looking for specifically stuff that is Xbox Series X and S. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is one for sure. That's an X and S title. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So many games. Oh, we got the Tomb Raider. And you'll see, so the games that can't be run on external storage, they'll have, if you notice in the corner, in the bottom corner of Tomb Raider there, it has that arrow, the two arrows going back and forth. That one's basically telling you, you can't play it on this storage, you can store it here, but in order for you to play it, you have to transfer it back to faster storage. So that's like a good indicator of games that have to be transferred over to your faster storage. So we've got quite a few games selected there, so we're going to move those games to the storage expansion card. I'm going to move them there, and let's see the process. And let's see how long this takes. We've got multiple games here. The Witcher 3 is weighing in at 42.4 gigabytes, and it's got DLC too. Goodness, so The Witcher 3. I haven't, what's funny is I haven't even gotten into this game. Like, I've played it, I've started it, but I haven't really, like, I haven't gone into it and really, like, dive deep in. And if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be getting an update sometime later this year where they're going to be adding, I believe, mod support for consoles, which is crazy. The Witcher 3 is a game I've had difficulty getting into it just because the combat really isn't my favorite. And, like, the way in which Geralt, like, the way he swings his sword is kind of weird to me. But I definitely want to try to explore more and get further into the game. So now that I've got the storage and I don't have to external storage, I can actually get to it. I don't have to transfer it back and forth. I can just click it and play. So I'm really excited for that. And we'll go ahead and install this and see how long it takes. Another thing that I want to test out, and this is something that I've never tried before, is I want to see how moving from one storage device to another affects quick resume. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe I have a couple of games in quick resume. I have Starfield, if I'm not mistaken, in quick resume right now. Actually, no, I have, so I've got Jedi and I've got Ninja Gaiden, but we'll start up Starfield in quick resume, and then go ahead and try to transfer it. That's a massive game, and we'll see how that affects quick resume. Will I be able to, like, will I still be able to jump right back into it, or how's that going to work? And just so you know, whenever you're transferring games or doing stuff like that on the Xbox Series X, you're not stuck at the screen. Like, if I wanted to, I could go back to the home page. I could actually play a game. I'm pretty sure Ninja Gaiden Black is not installed on the internal. That was on my 2 terabyte expansion card, so I'm going to have to put that back in there before I can play that. But yeah, if I wanted to play something else that is installed currently on the internal drive, I could just go ahead and play that. I'm not locked with just sitting there on the transfer screen. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's something that the PS5 does do. It does lock you into... it's been a while since I've had to transfer a large amount of games on there, but the last time I did, it does lock you on the transfer screen where you can't do it in the background. You have to sit there and wait for each individual piece of content in order to be transferred. And that's really annoying because obviously you don't want to sit there and wait for that. You want to play stuff and do stuff. So yeah, I don't know if that's something that Sony has changed. Currently, my PS5 is sitting with about 2 terabytes of storage. Well, about 3 terabytes. So I've got the internal, I believe it was like, I have a base fat PS5, so those came with like something like 600 and something 675 or something like that. I can't remember what the exact amount of storage is installed into the PS5, but I have a 2 terabyte M.2 drive installed in my PS5, and my PS5 is definitely feeling it. Like, I want to upgrade the storage on that as well. The difference is on the PS5, it accepts up to 8 terabytes of storage, and they have 8 terabyte M.2 drives readily available. The problem is the price on those are still pretty high. So I've actually seen the price drop as low as $529, I believe, for an 8 terabyte drive, which is a really good price. Don't get me wrong, that's really, really good from where they used to be a year ago, where they were closer to $800, almost $1,000. So the prices have definitely come down. I still can't really justify paying more for storage than the system itself. So I'm waiting for the price to come down just a little bit more before I make the decision to go for it. But yeah, as soon as one drops around 450, then I'm gonna pull the trigger and definitely upgrade my PlayStation 5. 8 terabytes of storage, that's enough to install, I mean, every game in my collection for sure, and last gen games. And let me tell you, when it comes to the PS5, so I have a unique situation on my PS5 where all my last gen games are installed on an external hard drive. It's a slow, so like PS4 games, things like that, they're installed on an external 4 terabyte hard drive. So it's a slower, like old school hard drive. And you can feel it. Like the games take longer to load on that than they do on the internal storage. And I'd love to upgrade that to a 4 terabyte external SSD, much like I have on my Xbox. But the problem is the PS5 only recognizes one external drive at a time. So that makes, even though it has multiple USB ports, it only recognizes one. So that makes things complicated when it comes to transferring games over from one external drive to the other, because I would have to basically transfer the games over to the internal drive on the PS5, which is pretty much full, pretty close to full, so I wouldn't be able to get that many games on there. Then I'd have to unplug one drive and plug up the other drive, and then transfer the games back over to the new external SSD, which would be a very long, tedious, and painful operation. And because it's a really slow external hard drive that we're transferring from, it would take that much longer. Whereas if I was just to install an 8 terabyte internal M.2 drive, I could just set everything up to transfer to that and just let it go. Just let it go. Set it and forget it. And so that's what my plan is eventually whenever those drives come down in price. But man, things are going by pretty quickly here. Like we've already gotten through The Witcher 3 and pretty much all its DLC, and now we're moving on to Tomb Raider. This is about 22 gigs, and this is going by pretty fast too. Wow, this is really, really fast speeds, man. If you've been playing games as long as I have, man, I remember when it came to just copying a save game from one PS2 memory card to another, that shit took forever. And now here we are copying whole video games off of one drive to another, and it's going blazing quick. It's like, what? Like, man, what are we doing? It's really incredible just how fast technology changes and how quickly things move forward. So 22 gigabytes, man, that took like what? A minute, 2 minutes? Like that was real quick. It ate that up real fast. So now Halo, the Master Chief Collection. This is a massive install, 119.5 gigabytes. That's big. Let's see how long this takes. And then there's also Halo Reach, which is an ODST. So it's a lot. And it's still only going to take about 5 minutes. That's pretty crazy. 5 minutes to transfer 119.15 gigabytes of data. That's really, really crazy. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to bore you with having to transfer everything, like that would be kind of boring. So, I feel like after this, we'll start up Starfield, kind of play it a little bit just to get us a good quick resume point, and then we'll turn it off, and then we'll jump in, we'll go ahead and transfer it, and then turn it back on and see if it's able to quick resume and pick up where we left off at. And we'll see how that works. I've never attempted to do that. Quick resume is a really cool feature on the Xbox Series X, though I like it a lot. I remember the first time that I really kind of understood like how powerful this feature was. I had took a vacation, and I traveled back home to Washington, D.C. for a while, about 1,600 miles away. And while I was there, I bought Devil May Cry 5. and I had it on disc. I bought Devil May Cry 5 while I was on vacation. I had my Series X, and I played it while I was on vacation. And then when it was time to go home, obviously I took it out. I packed my Xbox up, and flew all the way back home. And I come home, plug my Xbox in, and as soon as I go to turn it on, it has an update. So I updated the Xbox, and then I put Devil May Cry 5 back in the system, and I go to play it again, and it immediately quick resumed where I left off at. Like, I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, it literally picked up right where I had turned it off at when I was all the way 1,600 miles away in DC. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, the system was off, unplugged, and in a bag. And then I had to update it when I came home, and it still quick resumed right from where I left. I was absolutely blown away. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. that was pretty freaking exciting. So yeah, that one, Quick Resume, is a really, really cool feature, and you can jump back and forth between multiple games, and yeah, it'll just pick up right where you left off at. And they've updated it for where you can pin a game to Quick Resume, so if you don't want it to ever cycle out and you want it to stay there, it's pinned to Quick Resume, and no matter how many different games you play, that will always be there. I think you can pin up to 2 games, so they'll always be there in the Quick Resume menu, so you know you never have to start all over. And a lot of games nowadays, they either allow you to save whatever you want to, or they auto save pretty much like every 5 to 10 minutes. So it's never a situation where you're worried about, oh, like, if I cut my system off, will it quick resume or won't it? Or, am I going to lose hours of progress? That I've never had that happen. Like, I've literally never had that happen. And another cool thing is I've had instances where the power has just gone out randomly, like the power goes out like it does, and on my Xbox, it doesn't care. It doesn't seem to matter. Once the power comes back, I cut it back on, and it quick resumes and picks up right where I left off at. Meanwhile, over on my PS5, it gets mad at me and starts yelling at me like, "Oh, you unplugged the system incorrectly." No, I did not. The power went out. I had nothing to do with that. Oh, sorry, I'm dealing with a bit of allergies. But yeah, so the PS5 gets mad at me and it starts talking about having to repair the drive and all that. I'm like, geez, man. The power went off for like a couple of minutes and you act like you're gonna freaking die or something. Like, what the heck? But yeah. So we're almost done transferring that. We got about 1 minute to go. And man, that was a massive game to transfer, and it's still going pretty quick, man. It's transferring pretty fast, which is surprising. I would not have expected. I mean, that SSD is pretty quick, man. And it's made quicker by the fact that it's also being moved from an SSD. So from one SSD to another, even though this is just an external SSD, so it can't reach speeds as high as the internal, but it's still faster than an old platter spinning hard drive. So you got about 54 seconds to go. It's almost done. And like I said, this status bar is technically giving you an estimated time, but it's not. Like, data doesn't really transfer like that linearly. So this is just giving you an estimated time of what it looks like, but it'll take as long as it needs to. It'll take as long as it needs to when it comes to transferring it. 110 gigabytes. Man, it's such a massive game. And it's every Halo game, so I get it. I understand, but like, geez, that's a lot. And then supposedly next year sometime we're getting another remaster of Halo Combat Evolved, which is like, that's cool. Like, what are they gonna do this time? Like, then they already remastered twice. How much better can it look? How much better can you make the game look? Is it gonna run at like 4K 120? And man, that was quick. And okay, wow. So it took no time to transfer Halo Reach and ODST. That was immediate. So now when we look at our drive, go back to our drive real quick. Storage. And we'll see only 8% of our storage expansion card is filled up. And we got about 3 games here. or well, more games, 5 games, 5, 6 games. But yeah, so that's pretty good. So let's go to the internal storage. So see, there we go. We got Starfield on the internal storage. So what I want to do real quick is I want to play Starfield. Let's boot that up. Got it down here in my pens. We'll boot up Starfield. See how this works. And we'll just mess around a bit, and then put it in quick resume, and then we'll see if it'll quick resume after the transfer. See how that goes. So let's continue my save. This save relies on missing content. Would you like to search for unidentified content in menus? oldmars.esm. I'm going to say no, because I don't know what it's talking about. Some of the objects may longer be available. Okay, that's fine by me. Whatever. This probably has something to do with many mods I've installed. Ever since they allowed you to mod Starfield, I've installed a lot of mods. So it's cool, but sometimes it makes the game act kind of unstable. So it's kind of a risk-reward type situation. But it's definitely fun. Like, there's some really cool mods that you can install. So long as you back your save game up to before you modded it, you should be good to go. Starfield's one of those games I just kind of like messing around in. Like, I haven't even finished the main campaign. Like, I kind of just like to screw around and mess with the NPCs and search the planets and stuff. Alright. Here we are on my ship. Man, this armor looks freaking cool as hell. So let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, I think I just got this ship. It's like brand new. How do I get out of it? I want to go outside. Oh no, that's to the cockpit. I don't want to do that. How do I get out of this ship? Jeez. I'm trapped in here. Let's see. Hold on a second. I think I can get out of it this way. Exit ship. I can't even find the exit to my own ship.
Let's make this quick.
Okay. Oh, this is one of the mods I got. It's a hover car. But yeah. So here we are. We're in the game. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and close that out, right? And so we'll take and go over to storage. And I don't know how this is going to react because Starfield also has mods, so I'm not entirely sure where the mods are installed, if they're installed with the same package as the game or how that works, but we'll see how it goes. And we'll take Starfield, manage, and we're going to move to the storage expansion card, that, and we'll move it. And we'll see how this goes. So it's 110 gigabytes, which is massive. To think, all the Halos, right? All the Halos was 115 gigabytes. Starfield by itself, like it's just one game, and it's 110 gigabytes. That's crazy. I feel like modern gaming has kind of like jumped the shark. Like, these games are huge. They take forever to make. The budgets are ridiculous. And now they want to try to charge us $80 per game. It's like, maybe y'all should slow down. Like, no one said you had to animate every hair on a character's ass. Like Like what like it's like the Witcher 4. They did a Witcher 4 tech demo the other day, showing off the power of Unreal Engine 5, and it looked fantastic, right? Like it looks absolutely incredible. But I'm sitting there the entire time looking at it, and I'm just like, this is amazing. This looks great. How much is this going to cost? Not just how much is it going, like how big the budget's going to be, but how much is it going to cost me? Like I understand it's got like all the lighting and it's got the nanite textures and all that stuff. It looks absolutely fantastic. It looks photorealistic damn near. How much is this going to cost me? Because if you tell me the game is like, I don't know, $600-700 million to develop, and in order for you to make a profit, you got to charge me $80 for the game. Can I just get The Witcher 3 again? Like, can we just like the level of quality y'all achieved with The Witcher 3 was perfectly fine. It was perfectly fine. Just do that again. Charge me $60, and we're good to go. Because, I mean, dude, these games, man, they're moving. They're jumping the shark. It's like, oh, I don't know about this whole $80 thing. Like, what? Like, even Microsoft has started charging $80 per game, and it's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. Like, they just announced, and look, The Outer Worlds 2 looks great. I saw it yesterday at the Xbox Showcase. I'm excited. I want to play it. I do not want to pay $80 to play it, right? Like, that's insane. And, like, luckily it's going to be on Game Pass, so obviously I'm subbed to Game Pass. At this point, Game Pass is a necessity, because I'm, like, even if the games weren't $80, just all, like, so many games launching in the month of October themselves that I want to play, there's no way I'd have the funds to play each game individually. Like, I wouldn't be able to. Whereas with Game Pass, the subs, $20 a month, and I can play everything unlimited. It's no problem. Like that, I can totally justify. It's easy. But yeah, like $80 a pop. Like 70 was ridiculous enough, right? And that was literally just like 4 or 5 years ago, where we had to swallow the pill of $70 games. And I don't think to this day I still haven't bought a game at $70. Because are you serious? No, I did. I bought Spider-Man 2 on the PS5 at $70. I pre-ordered that game, and I was wholly pissed the hell off. Not because Spider-Man 2 is a bad game. It's not. It's great. But I platinumed it within less than a week. Like, seriously, I bought it on a Thursday. By the next Thursday, I didn't just beat it. I had it platinumed. And I'm like, $70 and it's already done? Like, done? Hell no. Like, that's the thing. Like, it makes no sense, right? If it had been $60 or $50, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was a fun experience. But 70 is like, no. No. Run that back. I need at least $20 back from that experience. No. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, these games, man, like, they gotta slow down. I get it. Like, the technology is better. You can make the games look better. But, like, how necessary is that, really? Like, I mean, I remember when I first saw Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I thought, man, the visuals in that were freaking fantastic. And that was a $60 game. I'm afraid what the next Tomb Raider is going to look like, because it might look absolutely gorgeous. But that could be a $100 game. And I'm like, wait a minute, slow down. Like, why? What? It's insane, dude. But looks like we're almost done here installing Starfield. So we're going to check this out, see how this goes. And let's see. A little more had to finish up at the end there, but yep, so it looks like it is completely transferred. So that was the internal storage. Now we can look at the expansion card. We're at 11%, and Starfield has been fully transferred over. Now let's go back to the home page, and we'll look, and Starfield is not listed in the quick resume, so that's interesting. So we'll click on it. I don't think it's going to list it because I didn't play anything else. So we'll see if it just jumps back into it or does it start over. And I think it might have started over. Yeah, so it did start over from the beginning. So I guess when transferring games from one source to the other, it won't quick resume. It can't do that because it has to transfer the game from one source to a different, so it has to start from the beginning. So that was an interesting test. I just wanted to see how that worked. But yeah, so that's pretty much the storage expansion card. Like, that's how it works. As you can see, it's transferring pretty quickly here. So we've transferred let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games we've transferred. And what? It took us like maybe, I don't know, we've been here for like 10, 20, 30 minutes. And these are some massive games. I mean, Halo was 100 and something gigabytes, and Starfield. So those 2 games alone are 200 gigabytes in between them, not to mention everything else. So yeah, pretty big games, really fast transfers. So that is the Seagate 4TB expansion card. It's a really cool accessory for your Xbox if you're neat in storage. They also have 2TB and 1TB options and a 512 gigabyte option. Me personally, I say go for the gold, get the biggest one, but whatever you think is best for you is what you should go for, and that's gonna be the video. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.